the private. Internal members, what are the members? We can change it like year. So at the same time, I want to utilize that internal member. Within a class, we can utilize this one. So the same sample test, if I want to access from the program class, you can see here, there is no private number is not able to show here. Sample test, we have a one all test, and here one more variable I can create with the public month. Okay, you can see this difference, both difference. You can easily can see this. I just created a one object for sample test. I'm trying to access this year, month, all test. Okay, if you see, I'm able to see only month. There is no year here. If suppose I'm trying to forcefully giving the year, let's see what happens. We are getting the build error. It is saying that sample test.year is inaccessible due to its protection level. It means the protection level we are already providing in the access modifier way. The public access modifier is able to get in the other classes month. But the private access modifier, we can't able to access into the other classes. Within the same class only, we will access. So this is a sample test is the one class. Within the same class, the year parameter, here property is able to consume and using here. But if the same year property, if I am trying to use into the program class, in outsider of this class, I can't able to access because of this protection level. That is the main difference between the public and private. Okay, I hope you are all got this point. Any doubt on this public and private, please ask and I will share that answer. You are all clear that way? I mean, because these are important because upcoming any program, it is depends upon the public and private access modifier. Just to see this difference, what is the private and what is public. Private can be accessible in within a class, but we can't access in without the I mean outside the classes. Just I have given the statement here within a class we can access this property. Public one is outside the class also. Class, we can access this property. Okay, that is the main difference between the public and private. Okay, so let's I am going with the another one is protected. How the protected one is working, we'll see that. Okay, for this one protected one I'm giving as a day. Let's see, I'm trying to access this day into the program class. Let's see if it will works or not. Sample test dot, see this here, you can see that is available or not. Day is not available. It is saying that the protect member is inaccessible due to this protection level. So same way, what is saying here is within a class only it is able to access. Like let's see, okay, it is not I'm unable to access this day into the outside of this class. So let's see if it is I'm able to access in this class itself. Day equal to 10. Yes, I'm able to, within this class, I'm able to use this day variable inside the all test method. So it is same like a private. But why both will be same? No, right? Some difference is there with protected and private as well. That difference is, if suppose I have another class like sample class is there. So within this sample class, I want to use this sample test class also inherited into. Inheritance is the another concept, but I would like to explain the upcoming session definitely. But for this protected, how it will work, I want to show here. That is the reason I'm bringing this inheritance concept here. So I'm just using this sample test as a derived class in the sample class. Okay, I'm using that using the inheritance property. I'm using this one. So let's see if I am able to use, I'm creating one method like public y axis test. Let's see if I am able to access day 10. Yes, I'm able to access because this is a protected access modifier. That protected access modifier always it will be accessible within the derived class members only. Only in the derived classes it will be accessible. It is not accessible in the outside of this class because this is the program class. It is outside of the class, so we can't able to access the day here. But within the same class with the derived class, we are able to access this protected members. That is the main difference between the will be accessible in derived classes. Okay, that is the difference between private, public, and protected. Okay, so for this one, I just make these examples already. So I hope these examples you can see this how the restrictions the public modifier makes members description thoroughly. You can check this these things how private members who is restricted to access the other classes within the same class, what we are running on the questions, right? Same like description I have added here. And also protected how it will work, so already I shared, right? Within the same class by derived class instances will be accessible same like I shared already one example, just use that example. And finally, we comes with the internal modifier. How internal modifier will work and how it is going to that. Let's see. Uh, for the example, if I am trying to give right now, till now is the public and private protected is done. Let's see with the internal modifier. I'm giving the internal modifier in. I'm giving some other name like date. Okay. Let's see. I'm able to access this internal using the internal access modifier, integer data type, and date is the variable. So let's say I'm trying to access this date variable into the program class. Let's see sample test dot date 02 02 03 20 24. Okay, that's the way we can say. Yeah, it is working like a public. why, how it is working like a public. But the thing is, sometimes the difference between, if suppose I want to remove this one, let's see what is the difference here. I want to somewhat like the data, it is belongs to this DLL. Within this DLL it is working. If suppose if I am trying to take another DLL, let's see if it will work in another class, if suppose I am referring this one or not. This is the console application. See, I'm unable to access this one. So for this one, I'm trying to access this one. I would like to add a reference of the basic C sharp. How would I add this one? Why I am required this to add? Then how internal will work? Suppose already this is the project. We have program with this sample test class and all. So I want to use these members into the my another project. This is the console app, another project, new project. So for this one, I just need to add my basic C sharp project here, and okay, here basic C sharp project is added. Let's see. Suppose the sample test is there in the basic C sharp project. Let's see if it is accessible or not. Yes, it is accessible. If you see right here, I'm able to access sample test. Actually, sample test where it is, sample test is in the basic C sharp project. But am able to access because of the project reference, whatever the project reference DLL is added into the dependencies of this project console app. So here I'm simply trying to use this date. You can see now the difference. What is saying here, right? Sample test date is inaccessible due to the protection level. What is saying, right? If you see another one, you all test or month is able to access, and I am able to change here. But month is accessible, month only accessible because we have a public member. Other members not able to access here. You can see sample test dot. I'm unable to see other members. Only month is able to see because of public access modifier. Because of public access modifier and internal members and these things, and without internal and date, day, year, nothing will be accessed because within the project and only the public access modifier will be able to access, but internal also we can't able to access in the DLL and using the namespace as well. That is the one I'm stated about here. Internal modifier allows access to member within the same assembly, within the same assembly, but not from the another assembly. It will works like a public, but we can't access like a public into the other assembly. Other assembly in the sense, this is the second project, nothing like a other assembly. We can't access in this assembly, same like a public. But the main motto of this internal is working like a public access modifier. But only one kind of restriction is we can't use this members into the other project, same like a public. That is the only one difference with the internal. Just I want to make this statement here for a better reference. These are the four members, but default actually we are not utilizing mostly, but these four members, four access modifiers, most of the cases we utilize the public and private, and some situations depends on situation we can use the protect members as. These are the main concepts of access modifiers. If you have any doubts, please ask and let me know. I want to try to give the answer for this one. Any doubts for the access modifiers?
No.
You're okay, right? You try to do some examples. What I am doing here, exactly follow the video. Suppose I am trying to recording this one anyhow. So use that video and do the same exercise. Try to create one class. So firstly, I'm giving the brief, right? Uh, I'm just creating one sample test class here. Okay, already I created. At the same time, I'm using this. Forget about the sample two test class. I'm just removing better for understanding because I'm using only one sample test class here. And with this sample test class, I'm trying to use in the program class. Program class, I'm creating an object here. Within this object, I'm trying to access the what are the variables already there: year, month, day, and date. So let's see, month and date are able to access, but year and day we are getting the errors because of protection levels. That is the reason. You see, I already stated the example. What is the protection level? It is there, and the internal is working like a public. But the main difference with if I am taking another project, within this project we can't able to access the internal members because of the protection. That example I already shared. So please refer this video, mostly useful because of other projects everywhere we using this kind of access modifiers. Let's hope you can understand this concept and follow and do the practice. Okay? Yeah. Today's class, this is the session, not other things. Only these modifiers I want to try to explain. I will share.